Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Welcome to Lady Khadija radiallahu anha. May God be pleased with her online college. Live lesson in A-level maths, year 2 pure maths, following the Edexcel Pearson syllabus. Today's lesson is looking at proving trig identities. This time we're looking at one where we're going to need to know the tan 2 theta identity. Let's do a quick recap of the double angle identities. So you've got sine 2 theta. Hopefully you're comfortable with that one by now. That's an easy one to get into your brain. It's equal to or identical to 2 sine theta cos theta. Then you've got the cos 2 theta one, but there's not just one of them, there's quite a few. So let's see if you can remember them all. First one, cos 2 theta is identical to 2 cos squared theta minus 1. That's one version of it. Another version of it is that cos 2 theta is equal to 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. And then the third version of it is that cos 2 theta is equal to cos squared theta minus sine squared theta. So the more you use them, the more you'll remember them, but sometimes you just have to sit down and memorize them. One that you don't get to use that much, so it's hard to get this to stick in your head naturally. You do have to sit down and learn this one, is the tan 2 theta identity. So this one is a fraction, unlike the other ones. On the top, you have 2 tan theta. And on the bottom, you have 1 minus tan squared theta. And it's the last one we're going to need to do in today's question. So let's take a look at today's question. Today's question is to prove the following trig identity, that tan 2 theta is identical to 2 over cot theta minus tan theta. So let's see if we can use what we just learned in the previous screen to help us. So we've got the standard tan 2 theta identity. So let's grab a copy of that and let's bring it onto this side. So we're trying to prove that tan 2 theta is identical to 2 over cot theta minus tan theta. So let's begin at the top. At the top of this one, I need to get just 2 on its own. In the standard identity that you'll have memorized, you don't just have 2 on its own, you've got tan theta next to it. So somehow we need to get just 2 on its own. And the easiest way to do that is to divide by tan theta. Remember, with a fraction, whatever you do to the top, you're going to have to do to the bottom. So the way we're going to approach this is, let's start a new section from scratch. We are going to just start with what we know about tan 2 theta. So we know that tan 2 theta is equal to a fraction, and on the top of the fraction, the standard thing that we learn, you'll have learned by the time of your exam, is that tan 2 theta is identical to 2 tan theta divided by 1 minus tan squared theta. So what can we do to this now to try and manipulate it, to try and make it look like what we want from this question? We're going to take the top and divide it by tan theta, which also means that we're going to have to divide the bottom by tan theta. So let's make a little bit of space for ourselves. And what we're going to do is we're just going to divide everything by tan theta. So let's grab a pencil. So I'm going to divide this by tan theta. Might be a bit hard for you to see that, so I'm just going to do it in a little bolder line. So divide everything on the top by tan theta and divide everything on the bottom by tan theta. And then hopefully a couple of things will cancel out. So on the top, tan theta cancels with this tan theta. Then on the bottom, 1 over tan theta can be rewritten. So 1 over tan theta can be rewritten as cot theta. So let's take the 1 over tan theta and rewrite that as cot theta. And is there anything else that cancels out? Have a look. So you've got tan squared theta divided by tan theta. So tan squared theta means tan theta times tan theta. And I'm dividing by tan theta, so that's going to cancel. Not the complete thing, but instead of having two of them, I'm going to have just one of them now. So the squared can cancel with a tan theta. Bit like saying 4 squared divided by 4. If I had 4 squared divided by 4, then 4 squared is really 4 times 4. So one of those 4s will cancel with the 4 at the bottom. So similarly, tan squared theta divided by tan theta is just the second tan theta. One of the tan thetas at the top cancels with the one at the bottom. And now if we write this out neatly, let's see what we've got. On the top, we just have 2. And then we've got our big divide line. What do we have on the bottom? We've got cot theta first minus tan theta. And now compare that to what we were trying to get. The 2 at the top matches. That's fantastic. That was by dividing by tan theta. And at the bottom, everything matches cot theta minus tan theta, cot theta minus tan theta. And that is done. Join me again tomorrow for more on trig identities. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.